The determination of child custody in divorce is probably by far the most important question that we deal with every day. What happens to your kids can be influenced by any number of factors. The official standard that the court uses is what is in the best interests of your children. Anything and everything can affect the best interests of your children. The bottom line is we want to inflict the least amount of damage on your children who are already going through an incredibly tough transition as possible. And the court is going to look at which parent is better suited to care for them in the manner and fulfillment of their needs that they've been accustomed to during the marriage. The difference between legal and physical custody is a little bit nuanced. Legal custody means you have the same rights to make decisions for the children. You're supposed to consult with one another about health-related or school-related matters. And truly, if you have joint legal custody and you cannot agree on something that should happen with the child, you are supposed to go to court to get that question resolved. On a practical level, the parent who has physical custody is the one who the child is living with most of the time. And that parent is going to be making the day-to-day decisions for that child, absent some extraordinary circumstance. So if you have physical custody of the child, you have the primary responsibility for that child. Child support in Alabama is calculated using a formula that considers the gross monthly income before tax of both of the parents and also the cost of any health insurance premium for the children and any work-related childcare. If you know these numbers, that is one of the easiest things that we can calculate and give you an idea of what to expect when we meet you for the first time. When you're looking at the decisions for custody, the best interest is such a broad term. Very basic needs of the child. Who gives the child a bath every day? Who does their homework with them? Who cooks dinner? Who's been doing that, not just during the time of the divorce, but historically throughout the child's life? That's kind of a baseline for looking at the primary caretaker. And when you're establishing the best interest of a child, you want to try to give them more time with their primary caretaker to try to cause the least amount of disruption. There are a lot of other factors that affect best interests, though. Sometimes drug or alcohol abuse, certainly physical abuse, psychological or mental health issues, and all of those are things that we sometimes have to look into and present in order to show the court what's in a child's best interest. In our part of Alabama, visitation is determined usually through a standard order of whatever court you are in. And that differs depending on who your judge is. Every judge has what they call their standard visitation, which is given to give parents an expectation and a guideline to kind of know what to expect. But you can agree to a visitation schedule that is very different from a judge's standard if the parents do it by agreement and it does not cause too much of a disruption to the child's schedule. Once you have an order for child custody, it is always modifiable. There can be any number of changed circumstances that affect what might be best for the child and affect child custody in the future. You will have a very different legal burden when you go and try to modify custody versus when you first go and try to get custody of a child to begin with. We have very structured but very minimal parenting plans where we live. There are some states who have really detailed what happens with child's birthday parties, what happens for Halloween trick-or-treating. We don't do that in our jurisdictions. We have parenting plans that deal with overnight and holiday visitation, some special occasions, and that's basically it. The parents are going to have to figure out a lot of co-parenting situations on their own without the court micromanaging it. And a lot of times when parenting plans are overly detailed, it can lead to actually more conflict between the ex-spouses because they're trying to control the day-to-day activities so much.